So if you're a coach or content creator and you have a skill that you want to make money off of by teaching other people that same skill, don't launch a course in 2025 going into 2026 until you watch the rest of this video. And if you don't know me by now, my name is Brian. I'm a monetization coach, and in the last year, I've been able to help coaches and content creators launch and scale their courses. And since then, they've been able to generate over 120K in profit. And in this video, I'm going to break down everything that's working when it comes to selling courses and everything that doesn't work, so you don't make the same mistakes going forward. So going into Q4 of 2025, going into 2026, courses are a great way for you to make money online if done right. But you don't want to just go and sell a course and sell the information, because information is everywhere. People can care less about information. They're getting freebies, they're getting guides, they're getting a bunch of ebooks, they're even getting a bunch of courses, and they're not doing anything with it. The only reason people are going to buy a course from you is because they want your expertise, they want your style of teaching, they want the way that you were able to get that transformation, that specific transformation. They want it from you. And the only way for them to get that is through the information that you provide. So that's why you would go in and sell a course in 2025. And even then, you don't want to focus on the information. You don't want to be like, hey, I have this crazy course. It has 12 different modules, 12 videos, 12 hours of just content inside. People can care less about that. They've already been sold. They've already been sold that. They don't want more of that. They want just more of you. And they want the transformation that you were able to get. And if you're able to provide that transformation inside of your course, that's what's going to make people buy. And even though you're able to get that transformation, which is good, that'll help get a lot of people coming into your course and buying your course from you. You don't want to just focus on yourself. You want to focus on your students. The transformation that your students were able to achieve, that's what's going to break down the barrier for any beginner who is out there that's considering, that's on the fence about buying your course. They're going to see that your students were able to go through the course, get the results they're looking for, and actually be able to build something off of that. And if you don't have any students so far, if you don't have anybody buying your courses right now, that's okay, because what you can do is give your course away for free. Give it away to about 5 to 10 people for free. Make them go through it with actual intent. And as they go through it, ask for their feedback and see where they're at the end of the course. Not only will this help you like better make the course better because they're giving you direct feedback, but they're also able to get any type of transformation, any type of testimonials that you can use. And nobody's going to know that they got it for free. They're just going to see that they went through the course and it worked for them. So it can, if it was able to work for other people, it can work for the beginners that are on the fence, that are thinking about buying the course from you. So like I said, there's literally a bunch of courses out there already that are in the market, and anything that you could think of, there's a course on it. Literally how to walk your dog, how to babysit, literally anything that is searchable is already put into a course and is being sold. Now I'm going to talk about what's going to make your course different and what to actually put in it so you can start selling it and making money, right? So when it comes to selling a course, your main priority should be getting people results. If you aren't able to get people results, if you aren't thinking about how to get people results through your course, you already failed at that, because people that do buy it, they're gonna go through it and they're gonna see that the intention isn't there. And if they see that the intention isn't there, they're not gonna share it with other people. They're not gonna be like, oh my gosh, this course was amazing. Or they're not gonna leave a testimonial for you to use to help get other people into your course. So if the intention isn't there, if your priority isn't set up to get people results, don't sell a course at all. Because when you come at it with a different perspective, with a different intention, you're literally putting things in there to make sure people are getting results. You're putting in resources, you're putting in templates, you're putting in worksheets, whatever it is, you're treating it with care, so that when people do go through it, that's going to be their, when you think about it too, that's going to be people's first impression of what you are like. So if your course is really good, your course is actually able to help them, and you don't have to be an expert either. You don't have to have the craziest results. You could literally teach beginners. If you're a beginner, you could literally, if you're a beginner and you're able to get started, you're 6 months in, you're 3 months in, you could literally have a course teaching other beginners how to get started and just go through the same steps that you were able to go through. It's literally that simple. You don't have to overcomplicate it. Courses should be able to give people one direct result. By the end of the course, they should have, like, when you're thinking about creating your course, you need to have one goal in mind. What is this course going to solve? And if you're able to work backwards and solve that problem through different modules inside your course, just build off of that. You'll have the foundation to have a good course, and you'll have the clarity, you have the focus, so that when you do go off and be like, hey, I have a course that teaches this and only this, people are gonna be like, hey, I have that exact problem that I'm dealing with, and that seems like you're able to get over it, so now I'm gonna buy your course, right? When you're building out the course, you want to build it from a perspective of where you were at 6 months ago before you had your problem solved, before you were able to get that transformation that you were able to get over. Create the course for the person that you were 6 months ago. So what I would do is I would go in and map out where you were at, what you were struggling with, what resources that you were able to use to help you get out of that struggle, and then how you're able to solve that problem. If you're building it for yourself 6 months ago, you'll know exactly what you needed at the time to get over that hump. You'll know exactly what resources you need to help speed along the process to help you get to where you are at now. So create that outline with that intention behind it. And then one thing that really makes courses different than all the other courses out there is the implementation rather than just focusing on information, right? So think about it. Every time that you've gotten a freebie, every time that you've gotten an ebook, the main thing that makes courses and guides different from everything else is the actual implementation of it. How easy is it for someone to come in and be able to follow along with the steps inside and be able to get results? You don't want to just give information, right? So if I were to come to you and be like, hey, I have an ebook on making money online. It's very broad, it's very generic. You're going to be able to get the information, which is good, but it's not going to be anything new that you haven't seen already. And it's like, yeah, I got the information, but now what? So when you're creating your course, you want to make sure that the information is there, but you also want to give people actionable steps, ways to actually go about achieving that information or getting closer to the end result that your course has to offer, right? So for example, if you have a course about monetizing your audience, you'd go in and you'd be like, first, here's a worksheet on, this is just a rough example, but like you'd go in and be like, here's information about building an audience, about monetizing your audience. Now, here's a worksheet that you can fill out to help you understand who your brand is, what your offer is going to be about, how you're able to help people, and then the transformation that you're providing. So once you do that and once you implement that worksheet, by the time a person goes through that worksheet, they're going to have a clear understanding of where they stand at in the market. And then that's going to give them the clarity to be able to be like, okay, now I know my standpoint and how I can start monetizing my audience. So you want to make sure like this not just information, it's implementation. Make sure there's steps that people can go through that they can take that helps them get closer and closer to the end goal that your course has to offer or the result that your course is promising to them. And I know as you're going through this process, you're like, whoa, this is kind of a lot, but it's not really. As when you think about it, as you go into the process, this is going to be your first course or just another course this may not be your first course, but if this is your first course that you're actually taking serious and that you actually have intention of launching with getting people results, don't focus on making it perfect that first go around because it's not going to be perfect. The idea is to get it out there and just get it in front of a bunch of people and ask for their feedback as you're going through the process. You're not going to have everything figured out. There's always going to be some mishaps. There's always going to be some misspellings. Like it's not going to be perfect that first time around. As long as the intention is there, as long as people are able to go through it and follow the steps to be able to get the results that you're promising, that's really all that matters. And as people are going through it, as they're buying it, ask for their feedback. Be like, hey, what was done wrong? What can be done better? What did you enjoy the most out of going through this course? What was the transformation that you were able to receive after going through the course? And based off their feedback, you'll be able to not one, have testimonials, have reviews, actually have like live reviews, but you'll also have the feedback you need. People will literally tell you how to make your course better. And then once you have that information, once you have that feedback, all you're going to do is just go through your course and re-edit it, and then you relaunch it at a better price, a more expensive price, because now you have more solidified product. You have a more solidified product. You have a more validated product, and you have testimonials to back it up that people are saying that they actually have enjoyed it. They've actually went through the process and they actually were able to get some type of result. And then even as you're building out the course, you could literally look at what your competitors are selling. That's the biggest way to make sure that what you're selling is actually what the market wants. Because if your competitors are selling it, that's a perfect indication. If they're selling it and they're making money, that's a perfect indication that your product can do well, as long as it's tweaked over time, as long as it's improved over time, as long as you're continuing to get people results and you're showing that, hey, people have gone through my course. They started as a beginner. They started with no information whatsoever, and they're going through it and they're getting results. You can do the same thing as well. That's grounds for you to just keep improving and keep working off of. And that's really all you need. The first launch is really going to be the beta launch. So just work through the kinks. It's not going to be perfect. You just need to get it out there. And then once you do get it out there, just focus on getting the feedback and making it perfect. So when people do come around and they go through the course, they're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, this is exactly what I needed to get myself to the next level. And that's the basics of everything that you need to start selling courses in 2025. Going into 2026 is not that hard, and it's actually the better route to go if you're a coach or content creator and you're able to learn a skill, even if you're a beginner or just you're just starting out or you have the expertise. It's actually the best route for you to go because you're able to package everything that you know and put it inside of a course. And one of the easiest ways to do this is through the school platform, right? And that's the platform that I use for all of my clients that they have courses and they want to share that knowledge. School is very easy to use. It's very simple to go through. And even when your audience does go through it, they're just like, it's not hard for them to get the different pieces of information that they need to be able to get results. And you're able to talk to them at the same time. So it's like an all-in-one platform when it comes to selling education and selling your information and selling, just showing off your expertise makes it really easy for people to buy. So if you want a video that shows you the step-by-step breakdown on how you're able to use school to be able to make money, I have a video that actually breaks down how one of my clients, how we built out her school community and she was able to make $8,000 a month in recurring revenue. So I'll link it above, and then let me know down in the comments what type of course that you're thinking about selling to your audience. And I'll see you guys in the next video.